Peace fam, welcome to practice. My name is Ben, this is my cat, his name is LeBron. And when he's feeling nice and friendly, he likes to hang out when I film these yoga classes. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's start right into downward facing dog today. We'll get right into our practice. Down dog. Give yourself a few breaths in down dog just to shift the energy around. Rock side to side, bend your knees, do what feels good. Come into your body. And let's flow with our breath. These are spinal waves, so it's not just a shifting of forward and back, it's a rounding forward and a scooping back. You'll see what I mean. All right, so start by bending the knees a little bit, and then round your spine as you come forward into plank. And then from plank, drop the knees down to a hover so that you can tilt the tailbone up and back and scoop the hips up for down dog. And then it's a rounding and rippling forward to plank. And it's a bending the knees to scoop the hips up, down dog. Keep it going round forward to plank on the inhale. Exhale, scoop back, down dog. Inhale, round forward. Exhale, scoop back. Keep it going. Go through a few more at your own pace. Once you land back in down dog, walk the hands backwards to the feet for a forward fold at the back of the mat. I'm going to do gorilla pose, Padahastasana here, bending the knees a lot, sliding the hands underneath the feet for a fold and a bind and a wrist stretch. It's kind of early in the practice for gorilla pose, but it feels nice to me, and you might just have to bend the knees more. That's really the only difference in doing this earlier in the practice versus later. And with gorilla pose, with this Padahastasana, I'm just very gently putting the weight of my feet into the hands. I'm not dumping all of my weight into my wrists, just a little bit. Just a little bit. You kind of use the toes to massage the wrists and the palms a little bit. All right, and then if you're with me in that gorilla pose, release the hands, roll out the wrists a time or two. Find a halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, both hands up, rise. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands up. Look up, lean back. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, rise up. Again, look up and lean back. Forward fold on the exhale. Halfway lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk out to plank pose. And then from plank pose, side plank, right hand to the sky. Right hand to the sky. And if you want, you could even step the right foot behind you for a little wild thing. And I think wild thing is mistaken as like this super advanced posture. You can actually think of it as like a supported side plank. So side plank is here. Wild thing is there. So if anything, wild thing could be easier because it gives you another point of contact with the earth. All right, switch sides. Side plank with your left hand in the air. Stay there. Or wild thing variation. Drop the left foot behind you. Bridge the hips up ever so slightly. Inhale here. Exhale, come through center. Chaturanga. Let's hold chaturanga. I know that's kind of asking a lot. You can always do chaturanga or any plank pose with your knees down. So hold chaturanga. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up to plank and then scoop it up to down dog. From down dog, take a breath. All right. And then from down dog, walk the hands backwards, fold to the back of your mat, same as before. As you get there, halfway lift on your inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Hands up to the sky, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale the hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk out to plank pose. This time from plank, side plank, right hand in the sky, or wild thing. Take your variation, and then this is going to be hard, but let's try it. All right, so right knee pulls into the chest, right foot steps all the way to the top of your mat. Drop the knee down, low lunge, both hands to the sky. Take an inhale. Stay here, sink lower on the exhale. One more inhale. On the exhale, bring the hands to the mat, find half splits. Pull the hips back and fold over your front leg. We're just here for a breath. And then from here, we shift into warrior three. So we pull through and we find a balance. Left leg floats. Step back, high crescent lunge. Left foot back of the mat, hands up. Breathe. Let's pause here for a couple moments. Finding strength, finding availability. Especially energy in the back leg, all right? I want a lot of your energy, a lot of your awareness in the back leg, back ankle. And we're breathing. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands circle down to the floor. Step back to plank. And then from plank, side plank, left hand in the air. Option for wild thing, stepping the left foot behind you. And then we're pulling the left knee into the chest. Left foot steps all the way top of the mat. Drop the right knee down, hands up to the sky. Find your lunge. Take an inhale. Sink the hips a little lower, exhale. And then breathe here. This pose will look different for everybody, right? It just depends on your hips. Depends on what angles work. It depends on if your body's already loose, if you've had an active day, if you had a stagnant day, if it's 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. So be gentle on yourself. Just let this be an expression of your present moment experience. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands down, pull hips back, half splits, hamstring stretch. Just for a moment here. And then let's pull into a warrior three as we shift forward and balance on one leg. Right leg floats behind us. Step back, high crescent lunge. Let's give ourselves a few breaths in crescent lunge. I'm trying to stay focused because currently, to give you an idea of what's going on in my apartment here, my cat is sprinting around the apartment. I don't know if you have a cat or a dog and they get the zoomies sometimes. Up here he comes. Hey, what can I do for you? Just don't bite me, okay? I know when you get playful you try to bite me, so just don't bite me. You can do anything else. You know, that'll really take you out your zen. You think you're all peaceful and then all of a sudden you get a cat biting you on the ankle. What are you doing back there? Anyways, that is enough time in crescent lunge, so take an inhale. Exhale, hands down to the earth. From there, step back to plank. This time, lower through chaturanga into upward facing dog. Into downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths in down dog. All right, and then from down dog, right leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. Step the right foot through for warrior 2. So this time as the right foot steps through, rise all the way. Turn to the side, warrior 2. Look over top of your right hand. Breathe. Flip both palms up just to find a different orientation of the shoulders. Stay low in your hips, reverse your warrior. Linger there for a moment. Keep the strong bend in your right knee. Triangle pose. So as you shift forward, start to extend your right leg and then reach out into the future for triangle pose. Then breathe there for a couple moments. A yoga block can be helpful here. You can always shorten your stance. You can always bend your right knee. All right, take what would serve your energy. Okay, then from here, listen carefully. The left hand takes a big circle. So the left hand moves behind us, and then the circle just continues until the left hand stamps on the floor at the top of the mat. And then we find side plank or wild thing as we turn to the side and step the right foot behind us. Side plank or wild thing. And then from here, we pull the right knee into the chest. We step all the way through, drop the right knee down, Anjaneyasana, low lunge position, hands up. Take a couple breaths. Very powerful practice. We're moving steadily. We're not rushing ourselves, but we're still finding power. Let's inhale. Exhale, hands down, half splits. Find your hinge at the hip joint. Come forward, warrior three. Find balance, or at least pursue balance. Step back, high crescent lunge, hands up. Take a couple breaths. In fact, let's add on this time. Twist to your right, prayer twist. Connect your left elbow with your right knee and use that to twist and lift open through the middle of your chest. Come back through center. Inhale, hands up, lean back. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step back to plank. Lower to chaturanga. Hold the chaturanga for a breath if you can. And then rise, up dog or cobra, into downward facing dog. From down dog, left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Step through for warrior two. Right heel rotates and seals down. Then we open into our posture. We find some peace, we find some clarity, we find some meditation. Option to flip the palms, rotating up if you like. I don't know about y'all, but I'm thinking about my morning coffee. I'm recording a few different classes this morning and I'm thinking about my coffee. That's not relevant, but I figured I'd share it because, we keep it real around here. We keep it humble. I'm not some guru. I just love yoga. I think this is the path. And I think it's less about coming off as this perfectly centered, peaceful being, and it's about how do I implement these yogic principles into the chaos that is regular life? How do I implement these ritualistic, meditative aspects into the reality that is my addiction to coffee and caffeine? We do our best. We do the best we can while we can. Reverse your warrior and then stay in it for a moment. Stay in the reverse warrior. Let yourself enjoy that space. Enjoy the stretch that this provides your side body. And then shift and open triangle pose. Left leg extends and we create lots of space in the inner thigh, inner groin, inner hamstrings. A lot of ways to do this. You can always rest your hand on your shin, on a block. You could float your hand, or you could reach to the floor. I like all of those options, so I tend to rock back and forth between a few different options in triangle. From here, right hand is to the sky, and then right hand starts to circle behind you until the big circle leads right hand to the floor, and then you step left foot back for side plank or wild thing. Lift up through your hips, and then pull the left knee into the chest, step through for your Anjaneyasana low lunge position. Rise up. Take a breath or two here. Find open space. Inhale. Exhale, hands down, half splits. Find your hinge. Forehead towards shin. Shift forward, warrior three. Balance. Step back, high crescent position. Arms up. Add on a twist. Bring your hands to heart center. Rotate. Right elbow, left knee. Stay strong in your back right leg here. On your inhale, come through center, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to the ground. Plank to chaturanga, into upward facing dog. And then back to downward facing dog. Breathe for a moment. And let's go through another round a little faster. Right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Right foot steps through to warrior two. I said faster, but honestly, we're not going to move that much faster because there's strength in holding the poses. It's easy to cruise through these. It's harder to hold the poses. Flip the palms up if you want. Reverse warrior, stay low. Triangle pose, open and reach, find new space. Left hand circles behind you, places on the ground, right foot steps back, wild thing, or side plank. But I encourage you to try a wild thing if you want. Step all the way through, right knee into chest, all the way top of the mat, Anjaneyasana low lunge, drop your knee down. Look up, open through the heart. On your exhale, half splits, hands down, hips back. Cruise forward, right into warrior three. So we are still moving faster. We're just not rushing. I think that's the important part. You can move with pace, but we're never trying to rush in yoga. Step back, high crescent lunge. Inhale up, exhale, twist. And the reason we don't rush is because if we're rushing, we're not present. If we're rushing, it means we're thinking about what's coming next instead of thinking about where we're at right now. Inhale, untwist, hands up, lean back. Exhale, hands to the earth, step back to plank. Chaturanga, lower, upward facing dog. Into downward facing dog. Left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Step left foot through for warrior two. Option to flip the palms up while you're here. And then settle into the posture. Reverse on your inhale. Triangle on your exhale. Take a couple breaths in triangle pose. Embrace the energy in your feet. It's always worthwhile to think about the foundation of any yoga posture that you're in. Even if you're just going for a walk, even if you're sitting in a chair, what's the foundation? If I'm going for a walk, the foundation is my feet, and I'm aware of the distribution of the weight. If I'm sitting in a chair, then I'm aware of my pelvis. I'm aware of my sitting bones. All right, right arm circles behind us until it eventually plants on the ground. Wild thing. Step the left foot back, land it behind your right leg, bridge the hips up, and then pull the left knee into the chest. Step forward, right where we came from. And then this time we open into our low lunge. Reach the hands up, inhale. Exhale, hands down, pull hips back, half splits. Pull forward, warrior three. Drop back, crescent lunge. Hands up. And then prayer twist to your left. Reach both hands up, inhale. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step back to plank. Lower to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. As you get to downward facing dog, right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Step right foot through, warrior two. Rise, option to flip palms up if you want. Reverse warrior, inhale. Triangle pose, exhale, reach out. Look up to your left hand. Circle the left hand backwards and then down to the earth, wild thing. Step your right foot behind you and then pull your right knee in. Step the right foot forward, low lunge, drop the knee down, hands up. This time right into warrior three. Shift and just pull yourself right into warrior three. And then step right back for high crescent lunge. This time open arm twist, so a little bit different. Right arm back, left arm forward, and then reverse the lunge. Start to look up to your left hand, so right hand plants on the back of left thigh, left hand reaches to the sky. Exalted warrior sometimes is what this is called. Inhale here. Exhale, rotate both hands to the ground. Step back to plank, lower to chaturanga, inhale to up dog, and then exhale to down dog. Okay, now we're cruising. Left leg up, three-legged dog. Left leg steps through, warrior two. Reverse warrior. Triangle pose. Look up to your right hand, circle it backwards and down, plant it on the floor, step to wild thing. Pull the left knee back into the chest, step all the way through, Anjaneyasana, low lunge, inhale. Right into warrior three. Try to make it a fluid little extension forward into the warrior three. Step back into high crescent. Open arm twist, left arm back, right arm forward, and then reverse it. Left hand back of right thigh, right hand to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel both hands down. Step back to plank. Lower to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. All right, let's do this. Right leg up, three-legged dog. Right foot steps through, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, triangle pose. Left arm circles backwards and down. Wild thing, step behind you. From wild thing, right knee pulls into the chest. Low lunge, drop your knee down, hands up. Right into warrior three. Try to push yourself forward using your left toes. Drop back to high crescent, hands up. Open arm twist, right arm back. Reverse the lunge, left hand up, inhale. Exhale, cartwheel both hands down, step back to plank, and then move through your vinyasa from there. You can do the traditional vinyasa. You can switch it up. You could skip the chaturanga, whatever you want. Left leg up, three-legged dog. Step left foot through, warrior two. Reverse the warrior. Head to triangle pose. Look up to your right hand. Circle it back and down. Wild thing. Left leg back. Low lunge, left foot forward. Drop the knee down, hands up. Warrior three, shift out. Lean out, express. And then drop back. High crescent, inhale. Left arm back, open arm twist. Reverse the warrior. Inhale, look up. Exhale, rotate both hands to the ground. Step back to plank. Lower to chaturanga. Or take your vinyasa however you'd like. I'm taking a kind of a modified version that kind of just feels good in my body right now. Whew. All right, last one. Right leg up, three-legged dog. Right foot steps through, warrior two. Reverse the warrior. Trikonasana. Look up to your left hand, circle left hand down. Wild thing. Low lunge, pull it through. Drop the knee down, hands up. Warrior three, shift forward. Step back, high crescent. Right arm back, open arm twist. Reverse the lunge. And then cartwheel the hands down. Add on your vinyasa. We'll meet back in down dog in a couple breaths. And then from downward facing dog, last side, left leg up, three-legged dog. Step through, warrior two. Reverse warrior. Triangle pose. Circle the right hand down. Step back to wild thing. Step through for low lunge. Drop the knee down, hands up. Into warrior three, right forward. Drop back, high crescent, hands up. Left arm back, open twist. Reverse the lunge, inhale. Exhale, both hands to the ground. Step back to plank. And then we'll meet back in down dog. Add on your vinyasa however you please. From downward facing dog, pause, 3 breaths. Child's pose. Drop down to the earth and breathe in child's pose. Dolphin pose, or forearm balance. For dolphin pose, it's just like down dog on our forearms. Just like down dog, except we're on our forearms. We'll try to lift the hips high. Try to walk the feet toward the elbows. If you want to play with forearm balance, you can. I don't even know if I'm feeling the forearm balance. I think I'm just feeling really strong in my dolphin right now, so I'm just going to embrace that. All right, we'll try to be here for 10. 9, push the ground away. 8, 7, 6, lift the hips higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, sit back on the shins or take a child's pose, your choice. Your choice. Take a breath, grab a sip of water if you want. From here, bring your legs around in front of you. Let's add a little core challenge into our practice. So, we'll do some seated twists, some Savasana twists. So we'll go into Savasana boat pose. We'll bring the fingertips together, or you can interlace the fingertips, and then just begin going back and forth and twisting. Let's do 100, 99, 98, 97. 90 more. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it'll go quick. 80 more. 70 more. 60 to go. 50 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 40 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 30 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 20 more. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. All right, let's twist it out. So what we'll do is and you can choose to keep your left leg straight here or bend your left knee and wrap it around for Gomukhasana. All right, but the important part is that the right foot steps over the left leg and then twist to the right. And then breathe. Try to sit up nice and tall. Try to sit up nice and tall. And then just breathe into your twist. Let your energy slow down for a moment. And we'll get ready to switch sides. So again, your right leg can either extend or bend. The important part is that your left leg steps over your right. That's all that matters, because that will then create the availability to twist to your left, and you can always hook your right elbow around your left leg to create more of a bind or a lever for your twist. And then just sit up tall. It's the most important thing. We don't want to be slouching when we twist. We want to be tall. We want to be present. We want to be energetic through our antenna, and our antenna is through the top of the head. On your next exhale, go ahead and unwind. And this is where I recommend you lie down and take a Savasana. This is where I'm going to part ways with you so that you can have as much time to take a Savasana. I recommend 5 minutes. 5 minutes is a sweet spot that I always recommend. That's what I always teach in my in-person classes. But if you only have 1 minute, 3 minutes, any amount of just laying on your back, palms facing up, letting yourself breathe and letting that be the focus, that's a wonderful way to end the practice, or it's a wonderful way to close the chapter on this session and move forward into whatever comes next in your day. So with that being said, much love, much peace to each of you. Thanks so much for joining me here on this journey. I hope to see you very soon. Peace.